Have you ever wondered why some of the greatest victories in sport never make the front page? They are not always the winning tries, the championship celebrations, or the record-breaking performances. Sometimes, the biggest victory is simply refusing to give up when almost everyone has forgotten your name. That is exactly the story unfolding inside the All Blacks camp today, and at the center of it stands a man who has spent years waiting for a moment that many believed would never arrive. While rugby fans have been talking about superstar names and debating Dave Rennie's selections, another story has quietly been taking shape behind the scenes. It is the remarkable comeback of Luke Jacobson, and according to former All Blacks captain Sam Cane, nobody deserves this opportunity more. When Dave Rennie announced his squad, plenty of supporters questioned one particular decision. Across social media and rugby discussions, many fans wondered why Luke Jacobson continued to receive opportunities. Some believed younger players should be given the chance instead. Others felt different combinations would strengthen the team. But inside the All Blacks environment, the coaching staff saw something completely different. They were looking beyond statistics and public opinion. They were looking at a player whose value could not be measured by headlines alone. Every championship-winning team needs players who are willing to do the invisible work. The tackles that stop dangerous attacks before they begin. The brutal carries into heavy traffic that creates space for teammates. The relentless effort that rarely appears on highlight reels but often decides the outcome of test matches. That player has become Luke Jacobson. What makes his rise so remarkable is that this success almost never happened. Only a few years ago, his international career looked as though it might end before it had even properly begun. Back in 2019, everything seemed perfect. A young Luke Jacobson had earned selection for the All Blacks Rugby World Cup squad. It was the dream every New Zealand rugby player grows up chasing. Wearing the famous black jersey on rugby's biggest stage is something millions imagine, but only a handful ever achieve. For Jacobson, that dream had finally become reality. Then everything changed. Shortly after arriving with the squad, unexpected health problems forced him out of the tournament before he could even make his World Cup debut. What was initially feared to be concussion symptoms later turned out to be an issue involving his eyesight. Instead of preparing for the biggest matches of his life, he found himself packing his bags and leaving the team. Imagine spending your entire childhood chasing one dream, only to watch it disappear without even stepping onto the field. It was one of the most heartbreaking moments of his career. No one understood that pain better than Sam Cane. Having shared countless battles together for the Chiefs, Cane witnessed every stage of Jacobson's journey. He remembers not only the excitement of his teammates' first call-up but also the devastation that followed. Years later, speaking about those memories, Cane admitted he was genuinely stoked to finally see Jacobson receiving the opportunity he had waited so long for. Those were not just kind words for the media. They came from someone who had watched a close friend battle through disappointment after disappointment without ever losing belief. Unfortunately, the World Cup setback was only the beginning. Just when it looked like Luke Jacobson was ready to establish himself in the All Blacks, another injury would strike. Then another. Every time momentum started building, something seemed to pull him backwards. Under coaches Ian Foster, Scott Robertson, and now Dave Rennie, he continued earning selection because the coaching groups believed in his ability. But repeated injuries prevented him from building the consistency every international player needs. For many athletes, so many setbacks would have been enough to walk away. Confidence disappears. Motivation fades. Doubt begins to take over. But not for Luke Jacobson. Instead of feeling sorry for himself, he kept returning. Every rehabilitation session became another opportunity. Every setback became another lesson. While others chased headlines, he quietly rebuilt his body, improved his game, and prepared for another chance that nobody could guarantee would ever come. That determination is exactly why Dave Rennie continued believing in him. When the nation's championship finally arrived, Jacobson knew there would be no excuses left. This was the opportunity he had been waiting years to receive. Match after match, he delivered performances that slowly silenced every critic. Alongside the world-class Artie Savia, he started every fixture, while players such as Peter Lakai, Wallace Satidi, and Tupou Vai rotated through the remaining loose forward position. Against France, his performance perfectly demonstrated why the coaching staff had trusted him all along. He was everywhere. Crushing tackles, powerful carries, tireless defensive work, calm decision-making under pressure. It was not flashy rugby. It was winning rugby. That is exactly why Sam Cane believes Luke Jacobson offers something unique within New Zealand rugby. According to the former captain, very few players can dominate physical collisions the way Jacobson does. Every time he wins a contact battle, he creates momentum for the entire team. Every dominant tackle lifts teammates. Every hard carry drags defenders out of position. Those moments rarely become viral clips, but inside professional rugby they are priceless. Perhaps the biggest compliment Jacobson can receive is that he makes everyone around him better. His willingness to do the difficult work allows players like Artie Savia to use their speed, creativity, and attacking instincts more effectively. That balance is exactly what Dave Rennie and assistant coach Neil Barnes have been trying to build. Rather than selecting individuals, they are building combinations that complement one another. Now, at the age of 29, Luke Jacobson finally has something he has never truly enjoyed before, a genuine opportunity to establish himself as a regular All Black starter. After years of frustration, injuries, and disappointment, his story has transformed from one of missed opportunities into one of resilience and redemption. As the All Blacks prepare for enormous challenges ahead, including a massive showdown against the Springboks, Jacobson may become one of the team's most important players. South Africa thrives on physical dominance, and few players are better equipped for that battle than a man who has spent his entire career fighting through adversity. Perhaps that is why this story feels so powerful. It is not simply about rugby. It is about perseverance. It is about refusing to let setbacks define your future. It is about believing in yourself when nobody outside your closest teammates still does. Today, Luke Jacobson is no longer chasing another chance. He is proving that patience, resilience, and relentless determination can eventually silence every doubt. And if his recent performances are only the beginning, the rugby world may soon discover that one of the All Blacks' greatest comeback stories is still being written,